Hi everyone, it's Teresa Green and this is a Mindful Monday and I am on a little self-care break right now. And so this is going to be a very short, kind of mellow, mindful Monday and I'm talking a little bit quietly because I want my husband to be able to rest in the next room. I wanted to talk about JOMO versus FOMO, the joy of missing out versus the fear of missing out. So right now we're on a little break and we're on a break at a convention and it's a fairly low-key kind of convention. We don't have to go out and do stuff all day every day. We just have a couple hours that we do that. And then since we know a lot of people, we try to get together with people some. But I often feel like it's a very hustle and bustle kind of thing, and sort of the point of the convention in a lot of ways is to recharge for the coming year. It's with my church. And I've often felt, even when I was a child, because we've been doing this for a long time, that it just kind of felt like you just run, 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 run. And then you hear people talk about the importance of making time to be able to really contemplate and think about your life and really be able to sort of pursue the life that your beliefs tell you to pursue rather than just kind of letting whatever's happening in the day tie you up and put you in knots. And then you would go out, you would leave the meeting part of the convention, and then you would be in this big hustle and bustle trying to do all this stuff because you're on vacation. And now that I'm an adult, I've really not wanted to do that. Now, for several years between COVID and I've had some illness and my husband had some illness and we had some other things come up, we haven't been able to actually go. So I have been experiencing the fear of missing out because I want to make up for lost time. But this morning, as I sit in a nice place and I rest and I think a little bit about life and about how I've approached life and how I've changed my approach to life over the past few years, I've decided to change that fear of missing out to the joy of missing out, from FOMO to JOMO, because this time is for contemplation. And I can take a little bit of extra time in the morning, not a whole lot because our first time to our meeting time is a little bit early, and I can sit and I can also just spend a little bit of time enjoying being with my husband without the same kinds of responsibilities and routine that we normally have. And I can take some time in the afternoon to walk around and look outside. And I can still have enough time to make time to meet with a few people and have a little bit of a fellowshipy kind of thing where you feel connected to others that you may not normally get to connect with either at all or in the same way. So for you to carry this into something that hopefully you can use in your day, look at the things that you get afraid of missing out on. I know for me, I have this huge list of things that, boy, it'd be fun to do that, or I'd really think it'd be nice to do that, or I think it'd be useful to do this other thing. And see how much of inside, when you check in, do all that check in we often talk about, where you sit and see what your body's telling you about what your mind is thinking, and see how much of those lists or how much of those things you want to do or all these the things you want to kind of reach out and grab for, how much of it is something that you really, really want and how much of it is something you're afraid of missing out on. And if you find it's more you're afraid of missing out on it than you feel like it's really an uplifting, encouraging, enriching kind of thing, give yourself the joy of missing out on it. Maybe it's a TV program that's okay but not great, but you watch it every week. Or maybe it's some activity that you've committed to, and now in reflection, you're thinking, I think once I get out of this commitment, I'm not going to pick it up again because it takes a lot of time and it seems like it really diverts my energy in a way I don't want it to. Or maybe it's the opposite. Maybe the fear of missing out on something has kept you from bringing something into your life that you want. Maybe taking 15 minutes to yourself so that you can just center yourself, compose yourself, do a little mindfulness is something you're afraid to do because you're afraid you'll miss out on some other opportunity because you weren't there when the phone rang or didn't answer that email 2 minutes earlier or something like that. So look at your life and see the things that you feel like you really just have to kind of grasp for and really push for, and see how much of that pushing is because you have a fear of missing out on something, and see if it's something that maybe you could experience the joy of missing out on it. Have a good week, and I will see you next Monday.